kind of freaked my kid out because she's like, there's somebody just kind of standing there. And then, like, they were there and then they weren't. I'm like...
Like on the property?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like up against the wall. And I'm like, where the fuck did they go? They just kind of disappeared. And then my mom, like, at certain parts, she's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, nope. Oh, what was the... Oh, mistake.
So we're already recording.
Oh, cool.
Welcome to Sequel Podcast. I'm Matt Bonta.
I'm Riley Martinez.
All right, Riley. Thanks for coming in and podcasting.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. How's it going?
Good. You know, just hanging out, waiting for class to start later tonight.
You're in my movie, Midnight Bloodshed.
Yes.
That's how we know each other. But I was looking through my old emails, and I saw one from you from years ago.
Really?
Yes. Because I was looking for something else, and I didn't find it. But then I saw your name on an old email for some other project that I was working on.
Huh.
And I couldn't tell you what happened, but when I was looking at it, and it's like the oldest email I have, too, from when I was making Street Toughs, I believe. And I think I was looking for people to play bikers in the background. Yeah, look right here. That
sounds familiar, yeah.
So, it says Riley Cage at yahoo.com from 5/11/2016.
Dang, yeah, was a minute ago, huh?
Yeah, because I think I sent out some general, like, hey, I need some extras to play bikers, and I couldn't even tell you why it never came to fruition. I don't have any follow-ups on here or anything like that.
Huh.
Which was weird.
Yeah, I vaguely remember sending something out.
Yeah, I got a couple people on this one. Thanks for agreeing to help out and play extras. And then from you, it says, misspelled your email address first time around. That's all I got. So, but yeah, I didn't really ever end up getting any extras for that. So I don't know what happened because there's no other follow-up. But.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, no, so like I have a terrible habit. Like I'll send something out and a lot of the time I forget that I even sent an email. So I mean, unless I get something back, I'm like, you know. Maybe
I didn't get a return, or maybe like you said, in that you misspelled the email address, and maybe
it never made it.
Yeah. So I'd already shot what I needed. So. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't have the cool, biker tattoos. Then,
you didn't have that in 2016?
No, I did not.
I love that sleeve. That's why the jacket that I have you wearing, because I think normally it's the other arm, but since that arm you have... I just like, well, we'll rip that arm off and use that one.
Yeah, I tend to be backwards from everybody else for some reason.
Well, I mean, my arm's got all the tattoos. My left arm's got all the tattoos. I got one over here, but I mean...
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you right-handed?
Mm-hmm. So ambidextrous, really, but mostly right-handed, I guess.
Okay. I don't know. Just wanted to work on my left arm, just like you. Like you've got some stuff over on your right arm too.
Yeah, that's recent.
It looks cool. What is that? A bat skeleton?
Yeah, it's a bat skeleton with heart lock, and then my wife. It was actually for our anniversary. It's we got the same tattoo
on Halloween.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be on Halloween, but we ended up getting it later. But that's when we got married. So, and hers has a key.
I love like the like I've seen designs like this where it's got like the colorful behind kind of splash going. I love tattoos.
It's like that. The water,
yes,
water
like watercolor.
Yeah,
style.
watercolor. Yeah. So originally it was just the bat with the lock and the date, but so there's this weird thing that apparently happens. It's like a halo, and it happened worse on my wife. It looked like a bruise. So
the way the skin reacts is what you're talking about?
Well, the ink, I guess, just kind of started bleeding into like that fat tissue underneath, and it started spreading.
Oh, where like it'll what do they call that?
It's almost like a blowout.
Yeah, blowout.
But it wasn't a blowout.
Okay.
So it like I guess a blowout goes deeper, but this one is just in that fatty tissue, like at the bottom layers of the skin, and so she looked like she had this huge bruise on her arm, and Mine did it a little bit. It wasn't really bad, but she didn't enjoy it anymore. Like she didn't want to look at her tattoo.
Sure.
So we went in and they fixed it by doing some little extra tiny bats in the watercolor and everything. And
so the bruise didn't go away?
No. No, because it wasn't a bruise. It was just it was the ink.
It was the ink, and it looked like it was a bruise.
Yeah.
Like it kind of had that kind of like purple coloration or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So
that's
for a
fucked
couple of
up.
months, we thought it was a bruise. And then I was like, I think we got a blowout because that's, we started looking
Yeah.
things up. And they're like, no, that's actually, they went deeper than they probably should have or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And also the pigment of your skin is so light, like it just kind of bled through.
That's fucked up.
But it's not an actual blowout. But they're like, we'll totally fix it up for you. We got you. We'll go through things, get some ideas and see what you want. We'll go from there. So they fixed it up. It was really cool. We like it better now. So
yeah, I love the watercolor design. I was thinking about something I was just going to say too, and now I forgot.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Oh, my tattoo, the Starro tattoo,
Mm-hmm.
like the red kind of pink spots
Yeah.
is it's UV. Do I have?
That's so cool. I thought that would be cool to do too.
So.
Oh, that's fucking badass.
But those spots, like if I'm driving and my arm's on the window and the sun hits it, they welt up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you need like an arm cover.
Yes. No, I absolutely. And I got an arm cover too from work, but I don't remember to do it because we'll go to Vegas because we got family there. We'll drive to Vegas, right? 8-hour drive, and yeah, no, it'll welt up in the sun for sure.
That's crazy.
It's like a weird allergic reaction or something.
Huh. That'd be cool to do on the skeleton part of the bat.
Just let it pop that little extra bit. Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about you being on the movie. How was that?
It was good. It was fun. It was.
You kind of came on secondhand because we did a run. We did a run of auditions on Zoom with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a recommendation from Allie.
And that worked out.
Yes,
I liked you a
did.
lot. Like, especially at that reading. Like, I liked what you brought to, and I've told you this, but we're telling this for the podcast audience. So that we'll cover similar ground talking. But I really liked your acting, and it's like, well, I wish I would have known you prior to. What I tend to do is I'll write a script. Mm-hmm. Some of it I'll write for people I know, like Greg. I know we're working on it. I'll write him something. But other stuff, it's just like, well, we'll see. We'll get what we get, right? And then I'll cast somebody, and I'll be like, oh, this is really fun. I'll add more stuff to that character if possible, and kind of just expand it, right? Because I try to make sure that it's worthwhile for the actor who's in the movie, right? Mm-hmm. Not just my friends, you know what I mean? So I want every character because I don't want to be like, oh, hey, this part sucks, but I need someone to play it. I want everything to feel worthwhile, even the smaller roles. That's how I'd want to feel.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's got to be able to bring in their own part of them into that character and make it, something that you guys both can agree on.
Well, and that's absolutely how I like to direct, right? Because if I write a script and I'm reading it, I'm like, this sounds just like me. Everybody here on this page sounds like me. So that's why I like to keep it open for interpretation for you as the actor when we're filming it. If the lines don't work, just what feels natural, bring you to it, right? So there's my character, your character, and we meet in the middle and create a whole third thing.
Yeah.
That's a couple different movies that we're making. I wrote the movie, that's one movie, and then we filmed the movie, that's another movie, and I edit the movie, that's a whole nother movie there too. So that's my whole style. It's I'm not super strict to what's on the page.
It's essentially a general idea.
As long as we hit those plot points, if that's something. But if it's characters that are just bullshitting, bring you to it, right?
Yep, I feel that.
So you were recommended by Allie. How was that? How was the whole process for you? Do you remember it? I mean, it's been a year now.
I know, it's been a hot minute.
It's fucked up. It's so fucked up, especially, because I'll get the posts on Facebook a year ago, right? This is what you were doing a year ago, or, on this day years ago.
Yeah.
And I got our day one that popped up with the pictures when we were at the school, and that same day this year, it was fucking snowing outside. Yeah. And, we got a lot of bad snow, and I'm like, man, we would never have been able to make this last year. The weather was fucked a couple times for us last year, but not nearly as bad as the snow was this year. Every weekend it was snowing out here.
It's getting worse every year, I'm telling you. It's crazy.
Greenhouse effect.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was good. I had fun. I haven't been on a ton of sets, so I
Seems
think
like
it
you're
was...
always doing stuff. Greg's like, I saw Riley.
Yeah, no, so I have been working with Mad Wife and Dead Wife recently, so it's picking up a little more, which is nice. I enjoy it a lot. I always like trying to step into different characters, and I'm open to like trying all kinds of different things, you know. I'm down to be typecast. That seems to be the thing. Like, I play a cop a lot.
I saw the Cuckoo Clock movie.
Did you?
Yes.
I haven't even seen it.
Oh, well, you know, it helps to know the guy that's like editing or whatever.
Right.
I mean, I read the script before you guys started filming it.
Yeah.
Like, Greg's like, oh, these are what I'm doing like next weekend. And I read them. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, do you want to see it? I'm like, sure.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's fun. So it's just, I don't know. I've always enjoyed stepping into other people's shoes, I guess.
Have you done theater?
Yeah. So, that's actually where I started in high school with Brent Matthews.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
At Hug High.
Are we the same age? How old are you? Do you mind saying?
I'm 39.
Okay, so you're a little bit older. So you went to Hug then?
Yeah, I went to Hug.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's a big teddy bear. I haven't seen or talked to him in like forever.
So you must have talked to Greg about this then.
I probably mentioned it to him before, but yeah.
Well, because you're saying it like you knew I would know.
No, I've talked to you in the past before. I've like mentioned it to you because you told me.
I don't remember that at all.
No?
No.
I think it was here at your house.
Really?
I think so.
Because you've only been here for like the cast party, the rap party.
Yeah,
that we did.
I feel like
that was a busy night though for me.
Yeah. Well, you were kind of all over the place, like trying to help everybody, and no, I remember you saying something. Maybe no, you know what? I think it was through text.
Maybe
either through text or through email. I remember you saying
maybe we've had some
some
text conversations for sure.
Yeah, so I think it was actually through email or through text, and you said something about doing theater, and Brent Matthews being your teacher, but you said you were at a different school. I was like, oh yeah,
yeah, because he left Hug and went to North Valleys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's when I started. Like I started late, like halfway through my junior year.
Okay, yeah, I got into theater my freshman year. My older brother knew a bunch of the people that were in theater and everything.
Are you in the yearbook?
Probably. A yearbook? Do you have it?
Yeah. It's
Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. I think it's
this one.
Ah, fuck. That's a Hug one, but it might not be that one. It might be the one underneath it. Yeah. That would have been that's my freshman year.
So I would have been...
You might have been a senior there. So if you were a senior that year... So you knew, like, Rico? Did you know Rico?
Yes. I know the name. I didn't know him very well.
Because he does a lot of voiceover now. Like, he's in a bunch of anime, and I got him to be in Midnight Bloodshed.
Yeah. I did... That's cheerleaders. I was not a cheerleader. I did softball. It sucked. I busted my ankle sliding into base, and then I was out the whole season.
Jesus.
So I got to sit there and just watch. Good times. I don't even know where to find anybody.
You might have been a senior here. Were you a senior in, 99?
No, I graduated
98?
2002.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. So...
Okay, I think Rico might be a year older than you then. Time flies. Me and Corey just did a podcast on, because it's our 20 year.
Yeah?
Reunion this year. And it's like, what the fuck happened to those 20 years,
I never hear about the reunions until after they've happened. I'm like, how does anybody even hear about these things?
Facebook. Our tenure was Facebook.
I must be off of because I never hear about it until somebody I know has posted about it.
Well, now Hug's gone.
Yeah, they moved. They moved to a different location over by the golf course, I guess.
Yeah, that's what Greg told me.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully it is better, but I don't know. It seemed to go downhill after I left.
Thug high.
Yeah.
As they say.
Shit, what year was I? I don't even see myself in here.
Did you take a picture?
I'm pretty sure I don't know, it's been so freaking long, but I'm pretty sure I did.
I know I did in my senior year.
Oh, I did for sure for my senior year, but I don't see myself in there.
Did you just turn 39?
Yes.
Okay, so then...
But I'm looking in the juniors, too, and...
So in here, I would be a freshman. So yeah, I guess you'd probably be a junior. Somewhere around there.
Did I not take a picture then? That's weird.
That's funny, though. Like, small world, right?
Yeah. See, and I remember, like, all these people, so where the hell am I? I'm like, I know you and you. That's insane. Yeah, see, I just went through the juniors and I wasn't there.
Guess you didn't make the cut.
I guess. They're like, you're too gross. Oh, there I am. Okay. I was, sophomore. What did I
Oh, yeah,
write?
because we're talking shit about the sophomores in
there
there
I
already.
am, right there.
Well, this says isn't the name that you go by.
No, it's not. So I had my name changed for some pretty fucked up reasons.
Okay.
But, so yeah.
So you would have been a year ahead of me then.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So maybe, let me see if you know some of the people that I knew. I know this is really riveting for a podcast.
I know, it's so exciting.
But like I you know, I didn't know a bunch of people ahead of me, but...
Yeah. I don't think I ever got any of the yearbooks, I don't think. Patrick Cole, did you know him? He was big in theater.
Oh, yeah. No, he was in a play with me.
Yeah.
At North Valleys. So, because the guy that we had in that play, Ryan Kelly, I don't know if you know Ryan Kelly.
I love Ryan.
He got, like, in trouble, like it was failing or something. So his mom was like, you can't do the play. And so Matthew's got Patrick to come in and play Lancelot in Camelot that we did that year. Okay. So he was already graduated and gone. But he came back, and that's when I met him. Yeah, Patrick was... He's amazing. I have him on my friends on Facebook. He's like... I think he plays a prince on the Disney cruises or something like that. Oh, really? Now. Yeah, no, I saw that he was... Did he do Broadway stuff? Or, like, just kind of aspired to? No, I think he might have done at least one Broadway thing. I'm not 100% certain. Because he was posting a lot of YouTube videos where, like, he was doing, like, songs. He would, like, do a YouTube video of, like, himself singing a song from this musical and this musical. I remember writing to school with him. He was always, like, he had musicals on blast, and he was just belting them out all the way to school. It was great. There was another girl named Sharon, redhead. I can't remember her last name. She was really cool too. The whole crew, Katrina. I'm trying to think of who else. There was a guy named Cecil. Johnson. Can't remember, but Tim Johnson, his younger brother, who's dead now, was a grade under me. Huh. But he had, like, a lineage of actors amongst his siblings. Okay. What was his brother's name? I don't remember. There was a Forrest Johnson, but I don't know if he acted. Then Jeff Mitchell was the younger brother, but he had an older brother. Ryan Mitchell, maybe? Yes. So, yeah, I remember Ryan. I think it was Ryan, yeah. But I didn't do any theater, though, at Hug. Oh, okay. Not until North Valleys that I get into it, so I didn't know any of these older upperclassmen because I wasn't into it. But, I mean, I hung out with those guys that were doing theater. I just never went and saw a play, never hung out in the theater or anything like that. Yeah, I missed out, like, freshman, sophomore year. Then I saw my first play at North Valleys junior year and was like, this is awesome. This is a thing? Yeah. And that's when I got bit. Bit by the bug, the acting bug. Loved theater. It was like my outlet for everything. Did you do were you in any of the plays? I was in, we can move that. What the heck's it called? This? Yep. It's trapped. A funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I played a Gemini twin. Okay. And the Stallworth was in that.
Yeah. So, yeah, he lifted me and the other twin up on his arms.
Okay, you were one of them. Okay, that's
Yeah.
so weird because I remember Matthew's telling that story.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was great. I was like, I'm gonna fall off this guy's bicep. No, it was fun though. I helped out with some other plays too. I don't think I was.
See, I remember Matthews because he did that at North Valleys, and we've got a nice big theater. And I was like, how did you do this at Hug? Because Hug's like a box.
It's tiny.
And he said that you guys had the sets on wheels, and you would move.
Yep.
Because you'd only have 2 houses on stage at once, right? Mm-hmm. And so you'd have to move one out and move the other one in.
Yep. Yep. They were innovative, I guess.
Who was the main guy in that? Pseudolus?
I want to say it was Ryan.
Ryan Mitchell?
I think so,
maybe.
Yeah. Gosh, it's been so freaking long.
And, I put Matthews in a movie.
Yeah, I remember you saying that too.
I don't remember this conversation at all.
I swear, it was through, like, I probably still have the email somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was through email.
Maybe it's an old email.
It might be.
Prior to Midnight Bloodshed, like I found that other one, you think?
Maybe. I don't know. I remember asking you if you'd, like, done theater or something like that. I don't remember how it came up, but you had mentioned Mr. Matthews and...
maybe we talked about a different movie. So maybe it was pre-Midnight Bloodshed.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Because I know, like, when I made Godsalt that I put Matthews in, I was also looking for extras, too.
So you had sent me, like, links to, I think, Godsalt and a few other films that you've done. Mm-hmm. Because we were talking about that. I swear I have it in here somewhere.
So strange.
Sorry, like a book list
I'm,
right here.
Blocking out stuff. It's the older I get, it's like, I don't remember anything anymore.
It's a lot. Like, it's just... I don't remember what I did yesterday, so, whatever. They're like, what'd you do? I'm on... Yes. I did stuff.
So did you do any post-high school theater?
I did a little bit with TMCC. Mm-hmm. I did... Oops, wrong button. What did I do? I did...
So I saw a few of those, because Greg was always in them.
Did Bat Boy.
I saw Bat Boy.
Yeah, I
liked Bat Boy a lot.
One. That one was a lot of fun. I wish we could do it again. It was great.
Ryan Kelly was in that one.
I was such a chicken shit. So I have the worst stage fright. Like, I remember the first... What play was it? All I can remember at the moment is my character name was Kate Bix. I think it was like... No, it wasn't Exit the Body. Anyway, her name was Kate Bixley, and I remember, like, the first 10 minutes that I got up on stage, I was, like, trembling the entire time while I'm delivering my lines.
Wow.
It was bad, and so I wanted to audition for Bat Boy. I wanted to do, like get a lead part or a bigger part, where I was singing by myself, but I was so scared, like, I couldn't even audition properly. I was like...
I get that. My post-high school theater experience was, like... Auditioned for a play, didn't get it, was told, like, oh, they weren't going to cast any of us anyways because we're too young. And I was like, oh, well, fuck this. I'm never doing this again. And that was it.
See, and it's hard. Like, the rejection's hard, but eventually you learn, like, it's just you're not fitting the character that they're looking at. And,
right. And they got a lot of people, they got a lot of people to choose from, too, right? So, and a lot of people have a lot more experience, and it's...
Yeah.
You just got to hope. I mean, that's what acting is rejection, right?
Yep. It's like a big percentage of it right there, You just have to get back up and do it again. They always say in one of my classes, like, just, submit it and forget it. Like...
Right. I get that.
Instead of stressing on it,
Sure.
And then just keep submitting and go from there. But yeah, I did, I think, like 3 or 4 plays. It was kind of intermittent, though. It wasn't, like, directly after high school. LaVonda Dupree was another character that I played. Why can't I remember the name?
I don't know. I saw most of the stuff that Greg was in. You're in Town.
Oh yeah, I was part of that one too.
You're in Town. Yeah. Okay.
As
Rocky Horror Picture Show, or not picture show,
one,
just Rocky Horror Show.
Yeah.
Frog and Toad. A Year with Frog and Toad. What was the high school
Sordid
Reefer
Lives.
Madness?
Sorry.
Okay, no, you're good.
Sordid Lives was the one with Lou Vonda Dupree, and
Is that a regular play or a musical?
It's.
Is that a Noel Coward?
Sorry. Mama, don't ask me. I don't know this.
I go deep with like authors and
it's
shit like that.
It's apparently a movie too.
It
but
sounds
it's like
it sounds like a Noel
school.
Coward. It might be a Noel Coward play.
Probably.
Sordid Lives.
Sordid Lives. It was.
It sounds like a.
So I actually
soap opera.
Lucked out on that one. I didn't actually audition for that one.
Got a callback.
So my theater instructor had called me and asked me if I would do the part because the person they had chosen, her parents wouldn't let her do it. She was too young. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'm totally down. And so it was great. It was me and this girl, Kiki. We were like the two leads. And, well, two of the leads. It's Del Shores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Noel Coward.
No.
Huh. 2000. Dark comedy. Interesting.
So.
Let me add that to the list.
But, yeah, so I think I did maybe like 3 or 4 after that. And then I just kind of, I guess, drifted away from it for a while. I don't know. I always wanted to get into film, though. That was, like, my biggest thing. And I think I always had, like, a misconception of it growing up. Like, you see all these stars, and they're rich, and they're famous, and, you know, everybody loves them. And I'm like... But, see, I had, like, an ulterior motive. I'm like, that looks like fun to,
sure.
like, do all these things. But then if I get rich... I can help all these people. Like, that was my ulterior motive. I'm like, I want to get rich so I can help all these people that, like, need help. Mm-hmm. And then I, you know, grew up and started learning a little more about film. I'm like, it's not that easy, is it?
It shouldn't be so hard. It really shouldn't be so hard. Like, it sucks, like, how exclusionary, like, Hollywood is. Mm-hmm. You know, like...
Well, and it's getting even crazier now. Like, movies seem to be... less now than they used to be. They're not making them like they used to.
Because now it's all about like making money back, which I mean it's fine, right? At the end of the day, everyone needs to make profit,
right?
But it's so specific on like Marvel movies, tentpole movies. Like this is where they're putting all the money into to get all the money back. They don't really want to invest in not necessarily a sure thing.
Right.
So like we got to do what we're doing now and just kind of produce our own movies. Because Hollywood's not knocking on our door to make our movies. Right.
Well, and a lot of it, too, is now with, like, all the, like, Netflix and everything coming out. Everything's TV shows. It's not...
and which is fine. But, like, it's also... It's flooding the market. There's too many options. Mm-hmm. The little guy gets kind of lost in the shuffle.
Yep. That is true.
I mean, and Broadway's the same way. Broadway, they're only producing plays that are, like... They're doing, like, King Kong the musical, Beetlejuice the musical, Groundhog Day the musical... They're only putting money into something that's already got, like, an established fan base.
Yep.
They're not putting any money on, like, someone's original play. And it sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, they get produced, but, like, they're really just trying to make their money back. Which, once again, it's fine, right? We've all got jobs to do. We've all got to make money to support ourselves. But, like, what happened to the good old days when people just did stuff and, you know, money came when it came?
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I personally don't like how much stuff is changing, but that's the way of the world. So you either change with it or you...
Well, it's hard to figure out how to adapt to it.
It is.
Like, which way, like, do you swerve? Which way am I supposed to swerve here?
You gotta learn new ways to, like, cope with things and manage things and freaking kids. Kids are like, you can't, it's not like it used to be. That's all they want is to be in front of a screen now. And I'm like...
Oh, like a...
Yeah.
The phone screen, tablet screen.
Tablets. Yeah, like, that's all they want to do. And that's all great, but at the same time, like, they don't know how to communicate anymore.
I don't like the sound of that.
They do not know how to communicate. I'm like, you can't talk to people like that. What is wrong with you?
I guess if they're watching these people on, like, YouTube and TikTok behaving, you know...
A certain way, yeah.
Irresponsibly.
Yeah.
But, like, everyone's watching the video, I guess it sets a kind of a bad example of the way the world works.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that cartoon, Eloise?
No.
My kid was obsessed with it, and I swear my wife was gonna like slap her one day because she walks up. So this little girl, Eloise, she lives in like this hotel or something, and she's very proper, you know, but she's very like, I get what I want when I want
Sure,
it type
yeah.
deal. And so she always referred to her mom as mother, I want, you know. And so my kid walks in one day, she's all, I don't think so, I don't think I want that, mother. I'm like, who are you? my wife's like, what'd you just call me? And it's like she picks up all these things, and I'm like, you know, if you're gonna pick something up, pick up a kid that's like out there trying to help, you know, other people, and they're kind and loving, not this like, bitch, you give me what I want or I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, let's fight.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Good times.
Because, I mean, that's not going away.
No, and that's just it. It just progresses. So we have to adapt. We have to learn how to manage everything different. Now I understand why there isn't a parenting book, because it would be changing every year.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But no. Good times.
So, well, let's talk about Midnight Bloodshed then.
Okay, let's do it.
So you were referred to me by Allie.
Yes.
And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
Well, there was a couple people that like, you know, we auditioned them and they were like, yeah, you know, I'll do it. You know, like I cast people and then they just like dropped out like that day of the read through.
Uh-huh.
I had a different person to play, the podcast producer. What the fuck is her name? You read the part because the chick didn't show up.
Yeah.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Natalie ended up getting that part. Like, we auditioned her and we talked to her and like, she was super excited. And then that day, I never heard from her again. Yeah, no. And a bunch of like the cops that I had, like never heard from those guys again. Who not like actual cops, but they were gonna play.
They were playing.
Like,
yeah.
because I wanted a couple maybe extra background cops here and there. All those guys just kind of fucking dipped. Never heard from them again. Some of them I did. One guy I had, he was there at the read through. His name was Joe, and he played. I think he read Frost's part, who Jacob ended up playing. He came over here and met with me and Greg, and we got we gave him a costume to see if it fit. And he sat here, and it was like we had like this great conversation about like he did like these movies and these plays in California, and you know he was like super excited. And then he was like, "No, I can't do it. My schedule's changed. You know, can't work it in any way." It's like, that's fine, I understand. And then near the end of the shoot, I was going to get him to play the other cop with Paul, which ends up going to Eric, like right at the beginning when they're at the police station. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no. And, you know, I'm good now. I've got the time. I can do it." And I'm like, "Cool, I need somebody." And then last second, he was like, "Oh, no, my kid got sick, and we're all sick, so..." Which, I mean, it happens.
It happens, yeah.
But like, it was just like, it was weird. And then like, he never really talked to me, like, in between any of that, right? Like, he just dropped off the face of the earth. Like, I tried to keep, like, a good communication going with him. Like, "Hey, well, let me know if anything changes, because I'm still open if we need extras or if anyone wants to help out." But, like, he was just like, "Can't do it," and then never heard from him. And then he's like, "I can do it again," and then he's like, "Can't do it." And then I never heard from him again. I still haven't really heard from him.
Life gets crazy, that's for sure. I mean, there's all different kinds of people out there that, you know, you have the people where just shit happens and...
Yeah.
You know, and you don't hear from them for whatever reason, and it is what it is. And then you have people who are like, well, you know, what do I get out of it?
Yeah.
And then, you know, if they don't get anything out of it. And I'm not saying that's, like, terrible, because in a sense I can get it. But at the same time, like, if you're just starting out and you have an opportunity to do a project and, you know, start building a community, like, take it. Yes, I agree with you 100%. And, like, I know I wasn't able to pay anybody for the movie. Like, hopefully, like, I'm able to get everyone credits on, you know, Internet Movie Database. Like, all my movies have gotten credits, and I know that
helps out for like a resume. Like, here's everything I've done, and like you can find these movies to look for them, like to look at them, you know, for whatever reason. But like you were saying, like the community thing, that's what I hoped for when I started making movies, like in 2013, like for reals. Like, we made movies before that. Like, I've always made movies since high school. So, but like we really like buckled down and was like, let's do this and do like features. And I was hoping like for people to branch out and like just randomly want to be in a movie. Like, you know, hey, we're auditioning, they come in, maybe we give them a part, and then they're able to just like branch out, and other people are making movies, and we all kind of are helping each other out as needed. Yeah. Like, hey, we need an actor, you know, they need this, you know, I'm making a movie, they're making a movie. Like, let's all kind of work together. I still don't feel like we're there. I know that they're like, and maybe it's just me. Like, I feel like the black sheep in the filmmaking community. Like, Greg works with all these people, and it seems like they all have a nice relationship with each other, but I've never heard anything from anybody. Like, I think I reached out to Dylan Brown once for something. I forget what it was, but he was like, oh, yeah, no, this is what I did for that. I was like, okay, cool, thanks. But, like, I feel like people shun me.
I don't think it's that. I think, so, like you, I feel like the black sheep of pretty much, you know, anywhere and everything that I do or go to or whatever, but a lot of it's just communication. And I never feel like I really fit in anywhere, but at the same time I fit in everywhere, if that makes any sense.
Yes, I think I feel the same way.
So
like, I'm versatile. I can do what you need me to do. Right. But then I'm like...
But at the same time you feel kind of somewhere else, because they're like... They've acquired that connection, and you're just kind of like hanging out there like, I don't know how to feel this out, right? You know. So I get it, and I watch people, like I love the people that I've worked with. Everybody at Mad Wife, Dead Wife, essentially they're mostly the same people. I think they're all the same people. Anyway, they're all great, you know, and I get along with every single one of them. But I also watch people. I'm a big people watcher. I see the connections that they have, and I'm like, I feel sometimes like that's not a level that I'm at, but I also suck socially. Like, I can communicate with people. I DJ'd karaoke for a couple years. Like, I can get out there and do it, but I don't.
It's not an easy first step.
No, it's not. It's I think connecting on that deeper level that's hard. Yeah. And
well, no, I like, okay, maybe for you, but like, I like connecting on a deeper level, but I hate like the awkward chit chat to get there. Right, like, right. That's that first step.
No, thing. Like I love connecting with people. I feel like I personally don't know how to fully connect. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have a tendency to have the unpopular opinion in situations. So
I will go out of my way to have the unpopular opinion. You know what I mean? Like if we're gonna get down and dirty, let's get down and dirty, right? Right. And like, I don't mind playing devil's advocate for something, right? Like, let's get there, but like, you know, like, no hard feelings, I hope.
Right. Well, and that's just it.
Like let's talk about this. Like, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it, but don't fucking put a wall up. Like, let's actually talk about something.
Well, and that's just it. And a lot of people, and I think that's what scares me is moving forward to that part, because I want to be able to communicate freely with anybody and everybody, you know.
Well,
and
hey, check this out. Let me add a thought to that, because you put a thought in my head. Okay. Getting anxious about not being able to maintain that deep level of connection beyond this one point with someone, right? You meet someone, you connect, but then like, how can I do that with 50 different people? It's hard enough with just one. Yeah. And like, I get anxious about my own family members. Yep. My siblings, right? Like, I love them, but they never talk to me, right? Like, I talk to them all the time. There's no bad blood, right? There's nothing wrong here between us. Why the fuck aren't they talking to me? It's hard enough maintaining a relationship with my family, and then I've also got to do it with like my best friends if I have them. Yeah. And my coworkers. Yeah. And it's just like, how do I do this? And then like, I got to make a movie, right? And I need to meet like 30 new people, you know. Some of them are my friends, Like, and making movies is sometimes the only way that I hang out with my friends. Like Dakota. Did you meet Dakota?
Yes.
He plays Greg's partner in crime on the podcast. He was
Maybe.
you were there on the same day. I don't know if you guys formally met.
I don't remember.
But like I've known him for so long and I never hear from him. The only time I hung out with Dakota was when we made the movie. You know, and Corey's got like 3 kids and a wife and a job and a whole family situation. So like as long as we're making a movie, I can kind of reel him in to like hang out.
But that's your thing. Like that's your thing. That's your guys' connection right there is the love of the film and everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I think I've been the same way. Like if a friend calls me over, hey, can you help me out with this? I'm totally down. Let's do this. We'll hang out while we're working on this and we'll be good, you know? And then there's like nothing for a long time, but we still connect.
I hate that so much.
It's weird. And
I'm like yelling at my friends like, bro, are you still alive?
And it's crazy. And I like everybody's got, you know, things going on. Everybody has their lives.
Right. And
everybody's
I know,
busy
and I understand
it's crazy.
But it sucks missing people that you
It is.
used to see more often.
Well, my wife gets really upset sometimes because she's like, I feel like certain people only reach out to you when they want something from you.
Yeah.
And usually it's money. I'm like, well, I'm not a bank. So if I have it, like, if I have it and I'm not in a shitty position, you know what? Here.
Right.
Like, it is what it is. But most of the time I don't have it, you know? And I have no problem going and helping other people doing things, whatever, you know, whether they're friends or just random people. But at the same time, like, what do you talk about, you know? There's people that I've known since high school, and essentially we've kind of grown apart.
Yeah.
You know, we've got our different lives. They do things differently or see things differently than I do. But there's that one thing that connects us. So that's the one thing we'll connect on, and that's when we'll see each other and talk.
Well, look, Corey, right? We went to high school together. We were buddies in high school. And then after high school, I didn't talk to him. And then I started making movies, and he would like reach out. And I'm like, I don't know what to say to this guy. I haven't seen him in 10 years, right? Eventually, I was like, so not the first movie, but the next one, God Saw It. I was like, yeah, hey, you want to help out still? We could use some help. And then we've kind of stayed connected since then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of it is just trying to figure out what to talk about anymore because there's so much
Yes.
shit in the world that it's like, I remember when I was like in high school and shortly after, I remember hanging out with people just randomly. A friend of mine, we went out to a park. We went and grabbed McDonald's and sat out at a park at night, just looked at the stars and just talked about literally anything and everything, whether it made sense or not, whether it was just like some stupid bullshit or something super serious. But we would get deep in conversation. And
those are great.
I feel like that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, it's trying to find the time to do that.
Well, there's the time. There's finding the time, and then just, I don't know. It's like everybody's mind frame is different now. It's almost rare to find somebody that you can just sit down and get down and deep
COVID
and talk
fucking
about.
ruined things
Yes.
even more.
Yes.
I don't even like going out unless I have to now, right?
Yes.
My job's like down the street, you know, grocery stores down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm going to go into town, let's go see a movie or something.
Yeah.
Like, because I really don't want to go because I got so comfy. Like, I can do everything here, right? Everything's on the TV that I need.
Yep. Everything's here.
And now we could even order groceries and have it sent here.
Yeah.
And, you know, fast food, fucking they'll deliver that shit right to your door.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, COVID definitely ruined that even further.
But see, and in other ways that people are like, oh no, it made things easier because now you don't have to leave your house.
Shouldn't always be
That's
easy.
the point
Shouldn't
though. Like
always
it
be
shouldn't
easy.
be like that.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's out getting sun. Nobody's really like going face to face and having real conversations anymore. Everything's like over text or over, you know, emails or Zoom, and you don't really get to have those long, deep conversations. And me personally, I like to look at somebody when I'm talking to them and have a conversation because I don't just listen to what's coming out of their mouth. I listen to the whole ass body.
Absolutely.
Like everything. You know, I look at their reactions and, you know, and I invite somebody, like if I'm sitting here saying, my opinion on something, and they just kind of have like this little micro expression of like distaste. I'm like, no, okay, let's talk about this. What's your thoughts?
I'm so guilty of facial expressions.
and that's I think that's like one of the best things about being able to talk to somebody in person, because text messages, emails, all that is so easy to misinterpret, and you don't get to see the person. They could just tell you exactly what you want to hear, and you'd never know anything because you didn't actually get to see them say it to your face.
Right.
So, I don't know. I don't know how we keep trying to talk about this, and we like keep flying off.
No, that's what I like. I want the podcast to be fluid, right? I don't, it's like, okay, we can talk about movies, right? Yeah. I like to focus on movies, but like I do like tangents, because like with the podcast I like to listen to, they go wherever, and it feels like you're hanging out.
Yeah.
Right. So if someone listens to this and they can like agree, disagree, be in the middle, but like they enjoy the conversation regardless, and they feel like they're sitting in with us and listening.
Yep.
So like, that's absolutely.
In my opinion, anyway.
All right then. Well, let's talk about the movie
again.
So yeah, did you see the posting at all anywhere? I posted like everywhere for the auditions for the movie.
No, I don't think I did. So Allie actually sent it to me. I think it was after she'd spoken to you about it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
So, I was like, yeah, I'm totally down. Like, let me know. And I think I might have reached out to you, or maybe you reached out to me.
Maybe emailed me.
Yeah.
I tried to keep it on email, just so that it's all there in one place. So it's probably through email. Probably just sent you the script and asked you if you were down. What did you think when you read the script?
I liked it.
Do you like horror movies?
Those are my favorite. I feel like they don't make them as good as they used to anymore.
Definitely not.
It makes
me really sad.
We don't want to fall
down that rabbit hole. Yeah, no, there's not a lot of good shit out there.
No, I'm just like, my kid's like, oh, let's watch this, and I'm like, you call this horror? I'm like, really?
Well, they're just trying to make them quick.
Yeah, they're popping
produce
them out.
them cheaply, and like there's not a lot of good ideas. So
no, it's like originality just kind of like went out the window, and now it's just remakes and I don't know. Sequels.
Yeah.
I think what they should do is read some books, and I mean, I read a book recently that I liked, and I'm like, this would be a really fun movie, I think. And
what book?
It's called A Thin Red Line by Tammy Hogue.
Okay.
So
it's separate from the War Thin Red Line.
Yeah. So it started off really slow.
I'll add it to the list.
But it took a little bit to get into.
Okay.
But once you got into it, you're like, yeah, I like this. Like, I thought it was good. So for books, I like mystery. I like, I like horror. Mystery. I like police, like procedurals and stuff like that. Stuff that really makes you think.
I'm not seeing it on here.
No?
Is it A Thin Red Line?
A Thin Red Line.
What was the author's name?
Tammy Hogue, Hoag, and Tami.
Tami.
Hoag.
Hoag. Oh, I recognize that name. A Thin Dark Line.
Oh, Thin Dark Line. My bad.
You fucked up.
It was in red. I did fuck up. It was in red. That's why I thought it was red.
And it's a series. It's a series of books.
So I haven't read all of them, but I read that one.
It says book 1, so you're
well, that's perfect. Yeah. No, so like I actually have a book list that I email myself every so often, because we've made a list of every book that we have and what books we're wanting to get still, so that we go over to Grassroots because their books are cheap and you can get like really good deals. So we'll go there and we'll see what we can find. And I mean, we're reading as much as we can, but I mean, I've come across books that I'm like, this would be a phenomenal film. I have a friend who wrote a book and I couldn't fucking put it down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think she ever actually published it yet, so I need to get in touch with her and ask her about it. I wanted to show it to a friend of mine, but I couldn't get access to it. Because, do you know Lyric?
No. Is that a first name?
Lyric, yeah, Lyric Burr. He, I did a theater with him too. Fucking amazing guy. You'd love him.
Okay.
But he does like little films and stuff like that too. So I wanted to show it to him, but I didn't get a chance to, because you have to access it through her God, what's it called?
Some kind of portal.
Yeah, it's
Google
like you have to
Docs.
pay like a monthly fee, or you could do it yearly or whatever.
Patreon.
Yeah, that one. And I didn't have access to it at the time, so
Okay.
like I'm like, well, if you want to read it, you're gonna have to subscribe. But I don't think she ever actually. But it would be a fucking amazing movie, I think.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. I think if they went that route, it would be great. Even if they made it into like a series instead of just a movie,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I mean,
But
we're not going to get anything really original.
no.
All right, back to the movie.
Oh, right. See it happen. I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
Yeah, so you read the script and it was okay. That's what I was asking you. So like Friday the 13th. Mm-hmm. Have you seen those movies?
I haven't watched all of them. I watched up until I think the last. Shit, I don't even remember. It's been a long time since I've seen them. Yeah, so I think I probably watched up to, I want to say like the 7th one, and then I never watched them after that because I have to find time to watch it by myself because my wife hates scary movies, and my kid has Well, she said she watched this last one that came out.
The remake?
Yeah, no, maybe. No, I think it was the Halloween one.
Oh, the most recent Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I think she watched that, and I think it was too bloody for her.
I know that the world at large didn't like it because it wasn't really a slasher movie at first. Mm-hmm. It's like a weird kind of like you're watching these people deal with the fallout of the tragedy that happened to him years before, where he went and killed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And so like society is kind of like reluctant to deal with people and deal with trauma, and like they're just, the community doesn't have the foundation to protect the people who were traumatized by what happened. It was just like, what?
Okay. You're like, wait, this just turned into a psychology series.
And that's exactly what it is. So you don't really get Michael Myers doing anything until like the end of the movie.
Huh. Yeah, I think it was that one that she was talking about. I honestly don't remember. She went and watched it with her grandma, I guess, but neither one of them were that impressed.
I'm one of a few people that like loved the direction that went with that movie, because at first I was just like, what the fuck? And then I was like, no. I'm getting into this. Like, this is what they're trying to do. I'm going to go along with it. Mm-hmm. Instead of just be like, well, this isn't Halloween. This is garbage.
Right.
So, okay, so Friday the 13th, you kind of maybe seen some.
Yeah.
Did you have any, like, opinion? I'm always wondering about that with when I give someone a script. Like, this is the movie I want to make. Do you want to be in it? And, like, you're reading it, and it's like, Jason, Friday the 13th? Like, what is this? I don't know.
I mean,
or does it not even matter? Because no one had any issues. That was my number one thing. It's like, we did the Zoom auditions. I cast people, and, like, here's the script. Read it first, and then tell me if you want to do it still. Mm-hmm. Because maybe, like, Friday the 13th isn't their thing. Like, maybe they just want to do something original. Mm-hmm. You know? And so, no one ever said anything about it. They didn't give a fuck.
No, I mean, I thought it was cool. I mean, any script I read, I always have, like, little things in certain parts where I'm like, well, I don't know if I would do that, or that seems weird. You know, so I generally don't bring it up because I'm still in that, like, I don't know what is okay to talk about and what's not, because some people might get offended.
Well, I'm always open. So with me, I'm always open. And that's why we do the read-throughs, right?
Right.
Do the read-throughs to hear it. Like, are these lines awkward when people say them? Mm-hmm. If it's awkward, I got to change that shit and make it sound better. And then when we're on set, and, like, it'll change, basically. Like, I write this with something in my head, and then we get to a place where we're going to film it, and like, well, this isn't going to work. Yeah. So let's figure out blocking and how this is going to work better. Right. So that's why I'm also, like, I'm always open to, like, can we change this? And then it's like, let's figure it out. Mm-hmm. Let's figure out what you're comfortable with doing. Yeah. And, like, my script, like, just read it as if it's, like, a short story. Yeah. Right? Like, this is just a story. and then we will adapt it together as a crew, as a production, to get like a good movie that we're all comfortable and happy and proud with.
Yeah. Your recent script that you sent me that we just went through a little bit ago.
Under the Breach.
Yeah. So I read it, and all day today I was like, yeah, I read this book. Wait, that wasn't a book. I was all going to be like, I was going to tell my wife all about it. I was like, yeah, I read this book, and there's like this happened and this, and it was really cool. And then I was like, wait, that wasn't a book. That was a script I read. Okay. I get, and it happens a lot. Like, I'll read books and I'm like, what was that a movie?
Sure. Oh yeah. I know. Like, what was I watching where this happened? Was that even a movie? Was that a TV show? Was that a conversation I had with somebody?
Yep.
I don't fucking know. Reddit, tell me, does this sound familiar? No.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's like, it's when you read things, it's you see it in your head, so then like everything's just a visual to you.
And you create memories.
Yeah.
You create memories you never had.
Yep.
The first time I heard that, someone was talking about like, I remember not liking Santa Claus, but am I just making that up in my head based on like a childhood picture that I've been shown my entire life?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's me crying on Santa Claus's lap. Do I have that real memory, or have I created that memory
because you saw the picture?
You saw the picture and heard the stories. I don't know.
It's crazy, and it does happen like that.
When the legend becomes real.
Yep. Well, my kid does that. There's a dog that I know she doesn't remember, but she saw a picture.
Oh, yeah,
and she talks about how she misses that dog, and I'm like, you were too.
My sister talks about that with her daughter, my niece.
Yeah.
And nephew. Like, she doesn't know. How would she possibly know?
Yeah.
She's talking about, like she'll talk about me to her, and, like, well, you don't know. You've barely seen him. He comes around, like, once a year or whatever. Yeah. So that's funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I mean, kids are privy to, like, they just seem to be more sensitive to things when they're younger. It's crazy. But...
Well, she thinks all the movies I've made, like every movie that is a thing, she assumes because I make movies that I made those. They're all mine.
That's great. You're like, yep, I did. Sure. Tell your friends. That's great.
At 4, tell your friends.
Right, tell your friends. Make sure they tell their parents.
Yes, spread it along. What are we looking at here? Oh shit, time flies, and we didn't barely even touched anything.
Oh yeah, whatever. What time? No big, whatever.
Oh, we can go a little longer if you want to go a little longer.
I'm good with whatever.
Because there's so much to cover, right? Like your experience on the movie, after having seen the premiere, and then also like if you have any questions, like where we stand now with the movie going forward. So, what do you want to talk about?
I'll just...
All right, well, let's keep going then. So, you read the script, you were cool with it, it was fine. You came and you did the reading.
Dude, I was stoked. It was like one of my first, I think it was, like one of the first 2 things that I was doing.
Oh, at the same time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought it was great. I thought it was fun, and I love horror. I was like, fuck yeah.
Okay, so the script read through, did you, like, click with anybody, or did you just kind of stick close to Allie? You were over there with Greg.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Allie, I knew Greg, Zoogie, I knew a couple of people in there. I don't really...
You guys are all part of the same...
class, yeah.
Talent agency.
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't stay after the reading, so I didn't really talk to anybody.
I don't think anyone stayed.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, me and Greg kind of cleaned up. We kind of bullshitted with Corey some, right? Yeah. That's our clique. Uh-huh. And then, like, me and Greg went and got pizza and just kind of hung out. We saw Caden over there.
Oh, nice. I love Caden.
Caden, the MVP of the movie.
Yep. Love Caden.
And now he's still doing, like, sound stuff.
Yep.
I think that's amazing. That's so funny.
I love it.
He was a Reddit guy,
right?
I posted on Reddit. So I posted on Reddit, Facebook, various pages on Facebook, like Craigslist, and, like, he was a Reddit guy. And just, like, some rando, like... I'm always so worried about that. Like, are people going to find this sketchy? How do I make this not seem sketchy?
Right.
I'm really making a movie. I really wrote a movie. We're really doing this thing. But, yeah, like, he responded on Reddit and auditioned through there.
That's
and
awesome.
And he was, like, one of... if not the only person that was like, I still want to do something to help out if you don't need me to act, right? Because we gave him a small part, but he wanted to be around. And we got him and Jacob on the first day to help Greg with sound and lights. And then Caden just kept showing up as we needed him.
That's awesome. And no, Caden's great. I've a couple of the things that I've done with Mad Wife, Caden's been there.
That's so awesome
It's
to hear.
great.
It's so funny
Yeah.
and random. Greg will be like, look, here's Caden doing
Yeah.
sound again.
I suck at taking pictures of stuff too.
I'm terrible because I'm trying to wrangle everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, why isn't anyone else taking pictures? Everybody take BTS. So we let people know so they're going to want to see it.
I see all these people, they're like taking pictures and I'm like, I suck at self-promotion. Like I feel weird talking about myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just like...
Or I don't know how to.
Right,
Like what's the right way to
not
promote
come off
me?
Like
a douchebag.
Exactly. I'm like, I feel really cocky if I'm like, hey, check out my movie or whatever.
Or like,
and maybe I
shouldn't,
this. But yeah. And I know that's a me thing. I know that's a me problem. I'm working on it. But it's hard. It's hard to get into that self-promotion stage of things, and it's crazy.
Maybe one day.
But
we need somebody else to promote us.
Right?
That's what we need.
We need managers.
That's what agents are for. Managers,
yeah,
agents.
we need managers.
What's the other one? There's another one. A publicity person.
Oh yeah.
What,
public something.
Public relations.
Yeah, something like that. We need something.
All right, so that was the script read through. That went fine, and then we started filming a month later.
I think so, yeah.
Your first day was the gas station. You had a smaller part, so you only had 2 days, right?
I think
you
so.
only had 2 days.
Just 2 days.
Out of 30.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
There was the gas station and then that woodsy scene where I was, lighting shit on fire.
Yeah, Corey's house. So yeah, I guess you only had, but you were emailing me saying let me help. Well, how can I help out?
Yeah.
So you were another one that asked to help out. And you're like, I got this. Remember we were trying to get a gas station?
Yes.
Oh man, what a waste of time that was. I drove all the way out to
Hazen?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And like you said, you went there. Mm-hmm. And so tell me about your experience on that.
Well, it was kind of creepy. There was some dude just kind of standing there on the side, just chilling there, and I wasn't by myself. My kid was
But there was a lot of
with
cars
me.
going by when I went.
No, there wasn't a lot going on when I went by.
Oh, okay.
And so it kind of freaked my kid out because she's like, there's somebody just kind of standing there. And then they were there and then they weren't. I'm like
on the property?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up against the wall. And I'm like, where the fuck did they go? They just kind of disappeared.
So
I was like,
that's making me creeped out just hearing the story.
I was like, there's really nowhere for them to go, but whatever.
Right.
So I don't know. I kind of went around there and there was nobody
knock
there.
On the door,
I went to the door.
I
I want to say there was a sign up there. Did you see a sign? I swear to God, there was a sign.
If there was a sign, I don't think it was anything to say call or close forever.
Yeah.
I don't think there was.
I don't know. It was weird.
That.
Yeah, there was. It was empty.
Yes.
There was nothing there, and so I was like, okay, well, that fucking sucks. Maybe I'll try again. Maybe I need to come at a different time. So I don't know. It's crazy. I know Alvin Gray was trying to go over there too. I think so.
I don't know who that is.
He's actually the one that I was doing. He was doing a film out in that area, in the Fallon, Fernley area, at the same time that you were doing Midnight Bloodshed, around the same time.
And he was trying to get a hold of whoever owned that too.
Yeah, he wanted to film there too.
Yeah, no, I drove up there, parked there, looked around. What else can I do?
Yeah. It's and there's these houses that are behind it and around it.
Well, I think I went there and couldn't figure it out. And I think we talked about it, and you said you were going to do some investigating yourself.
Yeah. And then there was somebody, that first house...
Yeah, it felt like there was a property that was attached to it.
Yeah. And I saw somebody, watching us from one of the houses, and I'm like...
Very creepily, fucking Hills Have Eyes, and...
Good.
Norman
I don't want to die today. But, so, I don't know. I still, we pass it on occasion when we go out to Fallon, and it's It's
Still
never,
standing.
yeah, it's just there, just nobody's in it.
Okay, and then we filmed at the gas station I ultimately found,
Yeah.
which was a Reddit find. I got a lot of good stuff from Reddit. Like, I was just like, is there an abandoned gas station somewhere? I think they told me that one, and then eventually the one where we ended up at,
Yeah.
which was perfect, right? Like, we can go and park at the pumps.
Yeah.
No one bothered us, so... Or you were there when the two biker dude... Yeah, because you rode the bikes.
Yep.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, that was fun.
well, first off, you were filming, right? So you weren't over there.
No, I wasn't over there. I was.
Yeah, you and
I was
Corey
having a crash course on learning how to ride a bike.
But yeah, like the one biker dude, the one that he had the smaller bike, like broke into the gas station, or he crawled through the window or something.
Yeah, the window was broken. It's like so
right, it was
easy
broken,
access,
and yeah,
but...
there was like some old Red Bulls and shit in there. I guess he tried to take, and Rob, who was the sheriff, was watching him do it and freaked out.
Like, what are you... Well, I mean, like, why would you even do that?
I mean, you know, he's like the type of guy. So...
I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't have, like, jumped in there because I'm a chicken shit, and I'm like, that's... Obviously, it belongs to somebody. I mean...
Right.
But...
I mean, well, so, okay, so I'm facing you. Like, me, Greg, we're, you know, on camera facing you, and Corey should come up. Did you see anything going beyond... Because I'm almost positive in that scene... In the final film, you can hear the commotion in the background. So if you listen closely, when you guys are there getting off the bikes and talking, you hear some fucking the commotion in the background.
Possibly. I wouldn't be
you guys
surprised.
were focused on acting.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, when it was Corey that I was talking to at the pump.
Yep.
You know, and he's, like, telling me, you know,
Grab me some cigarettes, or...
No, I think it was after that part when I came back with the cigarettes, and he's like, you know...
Oh, yeah, this cop wants me to go with him.
Yeah, so I remember looking over there, and, like, I saw people over there, but I wasn't, like, really paying attention to exactly what they were doing. I was like, I'm looking at a cop. You know? So...
And at that point, I'm just like, okay, let's get this bike stuff done and get those guys out of here.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, listen, I don't need this. It's already fucking shitty out here. The wind is fucked up.
The weather was crazy.
So how was your first day?
Cold. But it was fun.
Wait, no, because also I used your car as the cop car.
That is right, yes.
So you were around a couple more days than just the two that you were on.
Yeah, because I showed up with the car, and I thought it looked amazing with your guys' signs on there. It was great. I'm like, yes!
Yeah, that's right. I borrowed your car for the sheriff's car.
Yeah.
It does look great. And then you brought it back again when we did the other gas station day.
Yeah.
With those guys. Did you just hang out on that second one? Because I know that you went to class, right? Or you had a thing the first time around.
I had
and I went
rehearsals.
Picked you up.
Yeah.
But on the other day, did you just hang out until we were done with it? I don't remember.
At the gas station or at the...
At the gas station.
No, I don't... I think that was the day that I had rehearsals, so I don't think I stuck around that day.
You dropped it off, went back, and then came back when we were done with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess technically it was more than just 2 days.
Yeah, it's like 4 days.
Yeah.
You die in the movie.
I do.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, I was a little unhappy with my dying scene, and it wasn't what happened, it was me. Like, I felt like I should have been flailing my arms instead of just, like, flapping back. But I honestly, like, in the moment when we were filming it, I'm like, I'm not sure, because it was late. Yeah. You know, and I'm like, I can't scream, and I'm supposed to scream because I'm dying.
We're at someone's house, we're in a neighborhood. I mean, we add a scream in there.
Right. So I was a little distracted, and I'm like, that's just
always,
kill me.
Right, that's always kind of how it is, right? But, I mean, you're yelling at him, right? And you're like a tough biker chick.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, you know, you're yelling at him, you're cussing at him, you know, you shot at him.
Come get me, motherfucker. Give me your best shot.
Well, I mean, and also, like, I really wanted to see, like, eyes getting gouged out by the thumbs.
Yeah.
Didn't quite turn out how I thought. I mean, to the point where I cut that.
Yeah.
You know, like, we probably should spend more time on it. Yeah, technical difficulties with the makeup. Some of the makeup's good. Some of it's not quite as good as we hoped. Like, you know, we're all trying to figure it out.
Right.
Right, we're doing it for the first time. Like, that's the first time Michaela had really done any effects. So...
I think she did awesome.
She did.
Yeah.
just we had problem. Like I didn't know. Like I put like the nails or whatever in his gloves to kind of like I thought it was gonna
to pop the.
I thought like it was gonna come like squeezing out,
Yeah.
right? But instead, just by the way she made it, it pushed in and just kind of stayed in. Yeah. Like I thought that there would be so much pressure that it would need to come out, but I guess might have been more room in the head. I think the head might actually have been like spongy inside. So instead of it exploding out, it kind of just squished in.
Yeah. Well, shit happens. We're learning. We're learning.
You got to light the bag on fire.
Yep. The smiley face bag.
I love that. I had fun then. I had fun going out and filming then too. I mean, I wish Corey would have been there to kind of like direct, like you said, you wanted to scream. Corey might have been like, yeah, no, go ahead, right? But Corey obviously wasn't there at his own house while we were like using his backyard as our set.
Right.
So, like, I mean, he said, just do what you need to do. There was one time we filmed another movie. Do you know John Frederick?
Mm-hmm. Love him too.
Well, this story isn't going to make me look good.
Uh-oh.
But we were filming at his house, right? And we did one scene where the dude's in the truck and he's got to peel out. Mm-hmm. And he peeled out and John was like, hey, it's a neighborhood. Don't, like, do that again, right? Like, we didn't know how it was going to sound or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he just kind of revved the engine and took off. And I was like, let's do it again. Yeah, I mean, we did it a couple times. I know. But they say, like, get the shot. I knew that we weren't going to do it anymore after that. I was like, we're going to do one more. And, like, let's get the take. If we're going to get the take, right, it's the whole thing. Like, I'm totally against people saying, like, cut when you're not supposed to say cut. Like, if we're doing something right, like, if something goes wrong, let's just play it out and see if we can get something out of this.
Right.
Because you could be saying cut into something that was like a nice, awesome, happy accident. I'm huge with happy accidents.
Happy accidents are great. Right.
So, like, let it go. Don't break character if you can't help, or if you can help it. Like, stay in character. Let's just flow with the scene. Mm-hmm. If you need to say cut, like if the the actor or whatever is having an issue, right? Cut. Let's stop. Let's fix it. Figure it out. Help you out. But, like, if you start laughing or something like that, or like if somebody's like maybe you're holding someone back and they're a little bit like they're getting away from you, like, just try your best to keep with it, and if we can't use it, we can't use it. Yep. But, like, if it's some kind of awesome, like, cool thing and we got it on camera, like, fuck, we couldn't do that twice if we tried. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I did at John's house. I was like, you know what? This is our last take on it.
You're such a rebel.
Just rev it and peel out, and better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. So, let's do it. We're only gonna do this one time. This is never gonna ever happen again. Right. For a movie we ultimately ended up not making. So, yeah, no, it was what it was.
Well, you live and you learn.
Yes. All right. So, anything else? Anything else you'd like to add? How was the premiere?
It was good. It was good. So my mom was.
Who did you bring?
So my wife and my kid came, and then my parents showed up, and it was hilarious actually, because I can't remember the last time I watched a film with my mother, but somebody else got a kick out of her.
What does that mean?
So, God, I'm having a brain fart.
Well, is she like super conservative, super liberal? What's the situation?
So both my parents they're Seventh-day Adventists. They're religious. Okay. I again is probably why I'm one of like the black sheep, because I'm not a religious person. To each their own. Just I won't shove my stuff down your throat if you won't shove yours down mine. Right. And so my dad, he said there was too much cussing.
Unto the Breach, there's like almost no cussing in that movie. The only time they're cussing is when shit starts hitting the fan. But yeah, right. It's a relatively conservative dialogue script.
And then my mom, like, at certain parts, she's, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, nope. What was mistake is what she would say. Mistake. So Andrew from Mad Wife, he was sitting there and he starts laughing. And he looks at me and I was like, that's my mom. And he's like, that's your mom?
That's awesome.
He's like, I'm going to use that forever now. Like, mistake.
I love that. I might start using that. That's fucking great. If that pops up into a movie.
It was hilarious. Like, anytime, like, somebody would walk into the wrong, like, normal horror stuff. Like,
right.
You walk where you shouldn't go or whatever. And so she'd be like, mistake. And I'm like, oh, Lord.
That's so funny.
So, yeah.
I love that.
Andrew got a kick out of it. So.
Do you know when she said that?
She said it a couple of different times.
Really?
And, yeah, throughout the movie. It was just essentially any time somebody was obviously going to get killed.
Well, like when Dakota goes up to the van and he's just got the towel wrapped around and then Jason shoves the machete into his crotch.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime like you just knew something was going to happen, that's when she would say it. It was fucking hilarious.
Well, any reactions from when you died from your crew that you brought?
They
your
didn't say
entourage?
anything.
No,
they didn't say anything.
Any like favorite parts, least favorite parts? Did it all make sense? Like, I get so worried because there's that whole front section, right, that takes place in the past. And then we got credits, and then suddenly we're 20 years ahead.
No, I think it all made sense. It's for me, it was kind of like old school filming, like the way they used to make the films, You could get this, like, little thing in the beginning.
It's like a short film.
Yeah, and then, then starts the film. So, it was good, though, like... I didn't have any issues with it at all. Like, there was a couple of things that I did notice. Well, one thing that I can think of at the moment. So when who was it that was getting stabbed with the towel on?
Dakota.
The
fuck is his
in one
Lars?
scene he had the shoes on, and then in another scene he didn't.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that's one I've noticed.
Like right in the process of being murdered. Yeah. Or
really?
when he gets like thrown over the shoulder or something.
Oh, well, okay. So yeah. So yes, you're right. You are absolutely right. He doesn't have shoes on when Jason picks him up, and then I guess you're saying he has shoes on. For the wide shot when he turns around and walks away with them, does he have like sandals on or something?
Yeah.
Oh wow, no one's mentioned that one.
Yeah.
Like if you see Greg because Greg plays Jason, the fake Jason at the front of the movie, he's got like sneakers on when he walks up to the tent, and then he's got like boots on when you see him later.
I think I remember seeing that too. Yeah.
That's like one obvious one.
Yeah.
But
shit happens, and I love it. It's like, because I see it in everything. We were watching something the other day.
No, you know what pisses me off? And this, and we just won an award for best editing, but like, I really try to make our takes cut together perfectly. Mm-hmm. And then I'll watch movies where people aren't even like...
Yeah.
They're way all over the place when those two things cut together. And it's like, what the fuck, right? I'm sweating it, when I'm editing to make sure everything looks fine.
Right.
And, like, these big budget movies aren't.
They just, like, whatever. They're not going to know. And I think that's probably part of the how everybody like, their attention span is shorter now. So it's like, I don't know, maybe they just figure people aren't going to notice it anymore. Like, I was watching X-Files.
Well, sometimes it's just like, well, I guess that's all we have.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Right.
Go film something that's not even there anymore?
Very true, yeah. No, so we were watching X-Files, and I don't remember what season or what episode it was, but you see somebody's arm that's not in the cast throwing a gun that lands on the ground. So you see, like, their arm in the screen, and this gun just goes flying. Sorry, I'm all like...
No, you're good.
Whacking it all... That sounded terrible. That's not what I meant. I meant the
hitting the
wire.
Microphone stand and everything.
But yeah, so it's... I mean, you see it everywhere, but... I don't know.
All right, well, any last thoughts? I'll get you out of here.
No, I just can't wait to the next...
If we get to like a film festival, are you willing to go?
Yeah, if I'm able to get out and do it, then I'm down.
Okay.
I've never actually been to one. I think it'd be awesome.
I also have never actually been to one. I do also think... No, that's not true. I'm sorry. I did go to one, but it was a very... Yeah, because it was such a non-starter situation, right? All my movies I've taken to Vegas to this one festival, and played at the Palms Casino and the movie theater there, and like I got all excited. I went to Vegas, right, and like I go there right when they say to be there, like 11 in the morning, and there's like no one around, Right? I thought it was going to be like a convention kind of situation. Like other filmmakers and everyone were going to be schmoozing. And there was no one there. But of course, like, it was like a Monday.
Yeah.
Like I got screwed. I always get screwed on like a Monday.
Yeah.
Right? No one's there on a Monday. Like they're like weekend people, like Friday night, Saturday night premieres for these movies. They put like the bigger movies there or whatever. But like, it's just like, there's no one here.
Yeah.
No one here for me to like network and talk to, and it's like, man, I thought this was going to be the start of something.
Cordillera has one out here. You should check it out.
I mean, I've submitted and gotten turned down.
Yeah.
Like Unto the Breach, like they actually kind of liked it to a point, but it didn't like win anything. Where Unto the Breach won at like a horror festival screenwriting contest. So like I you know, I've only really kind of done horror movies, like half and half. I've done horror, half like crime dramas. So like I try to stick to horror themed because I'm always worried that like you really got to hope that someone who's judging the movie for consideration is into that genre.
Right.
Because what if they're not? They're gonna pass.
Right.
So I'm just trying to stick to horror. Maybe one day if I get around to doing a drama or something.
I mean, you could always, like, check out Cordillera, see what kind of stuff they bring in, too. I want to go. I was actually supposed to go last year. I stopped in for, like, 2 seconds to meet with somebody, but that was it. I didn't actually
you mean
get
just,
a ticket
just
to go
going,
in.
Opposed to taking a movie there, is
Yeah.
what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, just to check it out and see, like, their vibe.
Sure, maybe.
You know?
I don't know.
And kind of go from there.
That's that whole thing of me kind of being the black sheep.
No, I feel you. It's hard. Like, I feel awkward. I'm like, you're out there supposed to, you know, mingle and get to know people and, you know, try to network.
Well,
and I'm
if
like,
someone came in and was like, hey, let's go right now, I'd be like, sure. But if someone says like, hey, this thing's going on in a month, let's go, I'll be like, okay, let's do it. And then as it gets closer, it's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like they showed some shorts on Halloween at the Auto Museum. I think Cordillera did it. And I was like, man, I want to go to that. I'm going to go with you, Greg. And then Greg was here. Like, we were still editing Midnight Bloodshed, and I was like, nah, I don't really want to go to that. And I didn't go.
I think a lot of it's anxiety, honestly. Like, just going out to a bunch of people, and you just never know what to expect.
Well, look, when we showed Midnight Bloodshed, I freaked out. I was freaking out, like, here. I was here, we're getting ready to go, and I'm like, you know, my wife, I was like, you have to drive. I can't drive. I can't do this. Like, my hands are, like, shaking.
Yeah.
Like, people are texting me. It started to help calm me down. Like, my buddy Josh was there. He's like, oh, people are showing up. And it kind of helped, like, focus my attention on something.
Yeah.
But, like, I was, like, freaking out.
It's kind of like a scary thing, like, to walk into. You never know what you're gonna run into.
Well, you know, like, I don't know if this is true or not, but I only got anxiety, like real anxiety, that I've noticed since I got the vaccine for COVID.
Really?
Like, my whole physiology, I feel like it changed post-vaccine.
I wouldn't be surprised. Just saying, I don't know. I personally didn't get it just because it's so new.
I didn't want to get it. But
you know,
my wife is Filipino, and she's like, well, if we have to, like, go to the Philippines, so my parents are over there, like, and of course, this day, like, today, now, like, they don't even care.
Yeah.
But in the moment, like, she's like, if we need to go, like, something's going on with my parents, and I need to fly to the Philippines, and you need to go with me or whatever, they're going to need us to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll do it.
See, and I don't know, I thought about a lot that, because we talk about going to, on a vacation, my wife's old boss, who she's now actually partial owner of the company, he moved out to Costa Rica, and he keeps inviting us out there. And I worked with his wife, so it's like we all know each other, and that's, you know, one of the reasons, like, I considered it. And I mean, I considered it for a few reasons, but I don't know, you know, when you get that, like, really deep gut feeling like something's not right, I couldn't get past it. And I don't know if it's the vaccine itself or just the vaccine in me. Like, I just had this feeling that if I got it, something was going to be, like, bad.
When people dying, like, there were, like, a lot of heart problems.
Yeah, so and it does. So there is a heart issue that can happen with it. I mean, obviously it's not everybody, but it's a possibility.
I'm not so positive that I don't have a heart condition from that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It could be weight and age as well. Like, I'm pushing 40 now, but, like, I want to say that I was fine before that.
Well,
I'm
and
getting all
honestly,
heated about
only
this.
you. No, no, no. No, I totally feel it. Like, I totally feel you on that because it's like.
Well, my whole physical health, I feel, changed that day on. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like right away. It was like 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I had this, like, what is this feeling?
Something wasn't right.
Something
and you're
wasn't
not the first
right.
person that I've heard say that. Like, there's a lady that I used to work with who was telling me that I think it was his sister had gotten the vaccine and she was fine. She was healthy like before. Everything was good. And I guess he got a call from his niece crying that something was wrong. Like her mom was tripping out. Mm-hmm. And I guess she was just like going all kinds of crazy and stuff. And then she ended up dying.
Oh, no.
So it's just everybody's different. And that's just it is like it's this one specific vaccine or medication or whatever it is. And it's not going to work the same for everybody. And that's what like nobody seems to get. Like everybody's body's different. You know, everybody's going to take it differently. Something's going to happen. It's just like trying to raise 2 kids. They're going to come out differently. They're not always going to come out the same. You can't, you know, put them in the exact same environment their entire lives, but one will come out a complete asshole. The other will come out a fucking angel. Like, for me, that's how I see medication. Like, it's not going to work the same for everybody. Everybody's going to have a different effect.
Or a better immune system.
Yeah. You know, so it's just... I personally, I didn't feel comfortable with getting it because I know that they've been doing, you know, research for 20 plus years on, whatever the hell it's called, but, the vaccine itself was new, mm-hmm. You know, and rushed, exactly. New and rushed. And that's not something I'm just going to be like, oh yeah, let's do this. CDC says it's cool. Let's do this. No. It might be cool for right now, but what's it going to do 10 years down the road? I mean, look at all the medications and shit that you see on TV coming up. Well, if you took so-and-so, you know,
yeah, have some money coming your way.
Exactly.
Part of the class action lawsuit.
So for, you know, the short term, yeah, it might be fine for some people. But what's it going to do in the long run?
Meanwhile, you still get COVID after you've gotten the vaccine. You still get sick. People still get sick.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can still
it's my biggest regret in my whole 38 years, 37 years, not 38 yet, is like, that's the one thing. If I could take it away, I would take that away.
Yeah. And
then I find out, like, oh, no, it was just you.
Well, see, and I imagine people would probably be like, well, don't you wish you would have gotten it now? Because I did get sick. So I was working out with my friend. She was basically being my trainer. And while I was at work, like, we have these stairs that we go up and down, and I used to run up and down that thing like it was nobody's fucking business, you know? And I started noticing something was weird. Like, I could only go up a couple of steps, and I was out of breath, and I'm like, something's not fucking right. Mm-hmm. And when I would work out with my friend, she thought I was just out of shape. She's like, we'll get used to this, you know, just we'll work you up, we'll build you up. And I'm like, no, that's not what it is. Like, something's not right. So then, you know, I just kept doing what I do. I was going to work. I was working on my floors at home. And it got to the point where I could no longer work on my floors at all. I had just taken a vacation. I took a whole week. And 3 days into my vacation, I was sitting on the floor and I couldn't, like, I told my wife, I was like, I can't breathe. Like, I cannot do anything anymore. And she's like, every single time you fucking do this, every time you get on vacation, you get sick. I'm like, I'm sorry. You know, so I ended up going in and I had taken tests like during this whole time, COVID tests, and they kept coming back negative. Mm-hmm. So I went in and I had pneumonia and I had COVID.
Oh, Christ.
So I had double pneumonia. I had
but I think those things kind of come hand in hand sometimes. Yeah. I want to say like other people, mm-hmm. pneumonia and COVID.
So my older brother, he had COVID.
It's a lung thing. COVID's a lung thing.
It is. And he had COVID, and I had taken him to the hospital. He went in, and they told him he had COVID, and we were both masked and everything. But somehow I still ended up getting COVID. But I think I had pneumonia first because I'd been going a good month of feeling like something wasn't right with my lungs. And then after taking him to the hospital, Yeah, after taking him to the hospital, and then shortly after, that's when they told me I had COVID. So I was out for 4 months, and I was put on
Holy
oxygen
shit.
because my lungs were so filled with fluid from the pneumonia.
Right,
I
right.
couldn't do anything by myself. My wife never fucking got it, and she was in my face, like unmasked everything. And my kid got it, but she didn't like have any symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It was crazy, and my brother.
It's so fucked up.
It is. It's crazy. My brother ended up not making it. He had what's it called? Blood clots in his lungs, and embolism. Pulmonary embolism is essentially what ended up taking him out. But he also wasn't exactly the healthiest. He was very, very overweight. He didn't always eat the healthiest. He was actually just probably within that year starting to work on himself and work on getting better and everything. And then he got hit with that, and he thought it was just, like the pneumonia really that was left. And come to find out, he's in the hospital, and he ended up having blood clots in his lungs, and that took him out. And so we lost my brother, and then I don't know, maybe a couple weeks or so. I don't know. I don't remember when it was. I think I went back to work in February. We lost him actually on Halloween. Go fucking figure.
Yeah.
It's also our wedding anniversary, so.
Well, that's what they say, like around Christmas time too. I got a bunch of family members that die around Christmas.
It's crazy. And so I don't know, but I don't regret not getting it, because I still think that something wouldn't have gone right with my body if I would have taken it when I did.
As bad as you had COVID.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And I don't know. My brother didn't get vaccinated either. He didn't get vaccinated either. But he went to 2 different hospitals, and one of the hospitals treated him like utter shit because he wasn't vaccinated. And that pissed me off. I'm like, so I'm not going to go there. But
what a world.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's crazy how people will just judge you for shit like that, Like, you're
supposed to
make
be a professional.
Right. You're in a profession. You're supposed to help people regardless of what you believe. Like, if you seriously have those strong beliefs, I don't believe you should be in that profession.
Right.
Like, yay you for wanting to help people, but if you can't get past your personal beliefs, don't fucking do it.
I agree.
But, I don't know.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us.
Sorry.
No, man. We hit another tangent there.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, that's Sequel Podcast for this week. I'm Matt Bonta.
Riley Martinez.
Peace out.